Hi there. So it happens that last night I made some whole wheat bread from the no knead recipe that's posted on the blog, and it was one of my more successful attempts. I used the stone ground whole wheat flour that I've talked about here that's growing up in the Finger Lakes. It's organic, it's dated as to when it was ground, and it's an incredibly fresh, whole grain, whole wheat flour. And as I was rifling through my cupboards, I realized I had three different kinds of whole wheat flours, and I thought it would be really interesting to take a look at the difference in quality and what they actually looked like and felt like and tasted like. And so I thought we would start out with the cheapest one, which is the organic Whole Foods, from when I used to shop at Whole Foods, whole wheat flour, which when you look at it in the light, let's bring it to the light, it almost looks white. It looks kind of almost like an unbleached flour. I don't know how much of this you'll get, but you can see it's very fine. It's very fine. It's very powdery, and it has a very consistent color. There's maybe there's some slight flecks of brown, so there might be a little bit of bran in there, but for the most part, it seems pretty well processed, which of course they do to give it better shelf life. Here is the whole wheat flour from organic from King Arthur flour. Now King Arthur's, as I've talked about before, is 100% owned by the staff. It's a very good company, and they use only North American wheat, which is significant because you have more quality control over it. And apparently, from what I've been told, that there are different places that you get wheat from, whether it be Manitoba or Russia or China, that are not as good. The protein and the gluten levels are lower or something. I don't know. There's all sorts of different problems with it. So this is, you can see here is much moister. You see how it clumps? It's not quite as dry, but it also has some brown flecks that you can see in it. Hopefully you can see it, but not so many, not what I would call prominent. And again, it's fairly processed, and it's fairly white looking, for the most part. And just to give you a running tally here, the Whole Foods is the cheapest. And this whole wheat actually per weight is probably the most expensive. I think this was like $5.56 for this in there. This King Arthur's, and then we have the 5 pounds of the farmer grown ground flour, which was $8 for 5 pounds. And if you look at it, you can see the difference, and you can see certainly the difference when you cook with it. It's got lots of bran flakes in it. It's brown. It is the actual whole wheat. Now, it'd be interesting to be able to compare fiber content, because of course, people say high in fiber, but if it's not 5 grams, it's not high in fiber. Okay, and then here's the bread that I made, which you can see has a wonderful crust, wonderfully chewy, crunchy crust with a beautiful, moist, dense crumb. Turned out really, really well, and in part, it's half whole wheat flour and half bread flour. And I use King Arthur's bread flour for this, and it makes a brilliant bread, and it is not the same bread when you use these other flours. So, and just a final comparison shot here of the three different flours and the three different differences in color and texture. So it may be a little bit more expensive, although not the most expensive, because from where I shop, the King Arthur is the most expensive. The Whole Foods is the least expensive, and the farmer ground flour is the actually in between. So $8 for 5 pounds is not so bad, ultimately, considering what you're getting for it. Okay, this is the Urban Food Guy signing out, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.